Clive, my Rutherford informs me that we owe you our thanks. Hadn't intended for you to get involved.
I would have done the same for anyone else.
You're far too modest, Clive. You'd make a terrible nobleman.
From what little I saw.
I suppose. But of the realm might have things a little... Alas, it seems that firm leadership is in short supply these days, and we must move.
But where do we start?
True, the challenges that face us are many. The realm's armies, as you've seen firsthand, its certain cities have... Only remedy for the chaos that faces us is, in short, if
But how would one even begin to...
The armies, my boy. As I told you already. Sadly, I doubt I could convince even the lowliest gaggler, but I do know someone the High Commanders have been known to listen to on occasion.
I thought he was retired.
He was, until an Akashic army tore through Randalar and killed... And as luck would have it...
Of course, yeah.
And he's agreed to help. Havel has always been a man of frustratingly rigid. I extolled your many virtues as best I could, of course, but the old... You don't mind, do you?
Of course not. As long as chaos reigns, we will never build a better world. And if the Field Marshal wishes to speak with me in person...
That's the spirit.
I'll leave for Randall. Would you send a stolen?
Of course. Rutherford is already in the Dalmekian camp.
Excellent.
No.
You won't find a finer array this side of the strait. You're welcome anytime.
Do you see that too?
What is it? Oh, please. Just make it stop. I'm scared.
Nothing good's gonna come of this.
Quiet.
It can't be Rutherford, can it?
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you!
Allow me.
I don't need your...
Please, Field. This won't take long.
You're right. Men.
little longer than I'd have... Field Marshal, are either of you injured?
No, man.
Fucking traitors. I'd heard... But I hadn't thought the corruption... It's a fuck... You're interfering, old bastard of an uncle. My lord, Mark. Or is Sid the outlaw?
Call me what you want. It doesn't change your... or the urgency of the message I bring. My uncle has a plan to...
Before I agree to it... I'd have you answer one question. What do you stand to gain from all this?
I won't deny that I might benefit from further chaos. But I seek a new beginning, and while the choices I've made, I know, for so long. So when it should have been our decision all along. But in order to take it, we must stand together.
Certainly not the words I expected from an... You are, no, I'll never hear the end. All right. I'll start by ordering my most trusted guard to bring the Dalmekian fringes under control. Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I...
Thank you, Field Marshal.
But they are not the only ones we...
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals. But those, we will need an envoy. One who can court even...
I'm flattered. And I have other... What we need is a skilled arm.
Is that so? And would he have...
Of a different cut.
I suppose we'll all have to find a little of the outlaw in ourselves.
I shall.
My Lord Marquis, your Lord Uncle bade me escort the...
And I will see that my associate...
Very good.
An envoy. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. Someone like Quentin. Come on. Back to the stables, girl. Quentin.
Do you now? Something tells me you'll be asking more of me than a cask of Gotand gold. Go on, then. You'd have me convince the chiefs and chamberlains and do the one thing that has proved impossible for thousands of years.
I know it's a lot to ask, but I can think...
And you'd have me give up what little I have left to do it. I told you, the people of Lost Wing are my... You'll have to find someone else.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So am I.
And why might that be?
What he's asking. They want you to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. That's what you... If it's the vineyard you want, we'll see that the grapes are picked and the tons filled. You know we will.
It's not that.
Then what is it? You said just...
You know that's not what I'm...
Then what are you saying? That only we are worth saving? Why turn your back on everyone else? You convinced us. Who's to say you couldn't convince the entire realm?
A stirring argument. I fear that any rejoinder I make might fall somewhat...
So you'll join us?
Where do you need me?
Field Marshal Havel will want to speak with you in person. I can arrange for a party of cursebreakers to...
That would be very much appreciated. I hear the roads are far from safe.
My uncle will want to know that his plan is taking shape. Uncle, the Field Marshal has agreed to your...
Ha! Of course he has. I didn't doubt you for...
Rutherford is accompanying him back to your manor in Port Isolde as we speak. They will await your return there. As will one other.
One other?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to an... He asked if I might have a...
One of your...
Master Quinton would probably call me one of...
Another out? Just the thing we need to put these rotten... Good thinking, Clive.
I'm glad you approve.
The more the merrier.
Uncle, assuming Havel and Quinton can, you still haven't mentioned how we might manage the Grange.
Oh, don't you? The 7 high houses will be seeing to that. They have all agreed to make the most generous of donations. Oh, of course, it did take a little persuasion. But luckily I had some...
From who?
Why, you, my boy. Rumour has it that you rescued the Lady Ariane's head steward, Rockford, from a horde of...
It was more of a handful.
Well, the old battle-axe was so pleased. She had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new moon. And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings finally loosen, they as good as tripped over themselves in the rush to follow suit. Now, I must be getting... Join us there at your earliest convenience, would you?
Of course, Uncle.
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the capital if the roads are still overrun with...
You'll find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them headlong into an ether flood. That is, unless you'd have them turn as well.
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a band of curls. My soldiers actually need their rations. Without any food to keep them going, they'll be dead even before you've sent them on your fool's errand.
If I may, gentlemen, perhaps I might suggest an alternative approach. Though supply routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away in every bay from here to Randalar, awaiting a safe haven. Allow them to make port and fill their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back to the countryside to work the fallow fields. But I'm sure that you wish to two such firm friends as yourselves need no... Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond.
Us?
I can't stand the man.
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company.
And what kind of company are you expecting him to keep?
Criminal? How? You are not fit to breathe the same air as this... Fine.
Upstanding. He calls himself Sid the Bloody Outlaw.
Once more unto the breach.
Shall we begin? What we seek here is not to create a new... We wish simply to bring stability, and to do that we must convince those in power. There will be disagreements, yes. And I imagine if we show them the path, show the fate of the world lies in my nephew, but the well-being of her people lies in ours.
Uncle Byron.
Now, with that settled, for what great moment in history hasn't been... Citizens of Valisthea, I present to you that... Well, my boy.
That it is.
This is the role you were born for. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities, that you might have the opportunity. The realm needs its Sir Crandall. And there is no better Crandall than you. I want you to keep this signed.
I will.
What do you think that thing is?
First the skies, then...
Say what you will, Lady Karen is...
'Twinside's hundreds of leagues away. That'd mean the
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back. Here you are. Best of luck out there, Sid. What do you think happened?
Sid!
With what?
No.
It's Miss Midadol. Very strange.
When she is, she acts like we aren't even there. Her head's...
In the cloud.
That's what I said.
Well, she does have a lot on her mind.
Not long ago.
Then it's probably just about the Enterprise.
You didn't break it, did you, Sid? You really should be more careful around... Don't listen to her. Even if you did break the...
But who's gonna put Miss Midadol back together?
Why don't I go?
You do that. She's in her...
Don't scare...
Thanks for the warning. Mid.
That's it! I knew it! The answer was right here under my arse all along! If this doesn't steer to the skies, nothing will!
To the skies? You aren't trying to give the Enterprise wings, are you?
What else would I be doing?
The children seem to think you're avoiding them. Is this really so important that you need to shut yourself away from everyone?
The Enterprise is already the fastest ship in the realm, and that's with the sea beneath her. But what if she weren't bound to the waves? What if she weren't... It's not fair. The gods get the skies all to themselves, so... I'm gonna do something. The Fallen had their chance, but they relied too much on magic. And see where that got them? But not me. I've discovered how to do it without. Well, almost. First...
And is that a one-woman job?
Are you volunteering? I'll have you... But if her godfather's offering to lend a hand, I'd be... First, I'll need oil, and not just some old drippings from Miss Molly's spits in the Tub and Crown. Refined stuff, like they make in Ordale. Then I'll need some bone, or shell. Light, strong, preferably no longer attached to the beast it belongs to.
If it's beast bones you're after, I'm sure the curse...
No, they'll know where you might find some. You're the one who offered to help.
I should speak with one of the curse breakers before I set off for Old Hill. See if I can't find this bone while I'm there as well.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
All right, Sid. Come to...
Only if you earn it. Mid needs a piece of light but durable bone for her next project. You've encountered...
Most bones are the same. Whack 'em hard enough. If it's durability you're looking for, shell will serve you better.
I do. And will any old adamantus do?
Well, with shells, the older the harder. There's a rumour of an ancient adamantus down in Carava, near Bidza, but don't expect to make quick work of the bastard.
I'll keep that in mind. Looks like we found him. Mid's oil. After what happened here. It's a miracle there was any left at all. I better get these materials to Mid so she can finish her prototype. Mid?
Oh, you make it sound like I...
Tell me.
It's most of what I need. And a cogwheel. Just a tiny one. Gears that small are a bastard to make, and I may have lost the one Blackthorn spent a fortnight toiling over.
Wait. The children. Now that I think about it, they...
The young'uns? But why would the... You know what? I don't want to. I'll keep working on the model. You go and find that...
Sid!
She wasn't high. She's just busy working on it.
A new invention? Is it an airship?
Do you think she'll let us help?
That just so happens to be why I'm here. A brass gear. A tiny one.
Oh, the one you've...
We saved it, just in case.
Since your lesson, we've been disassembling
All the pieces that are left over, we keep under our beds, just in case.
That's good to know.
Look! I found it! Is that all? Just the gear?
That's all for now.
Thanks, Sid.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Well?
They did.
Will it work? He's
What exactly are you going to...
Only the most important. The wings aren't going to move on their own. But with the right... Well, you... That should do her. Here goes nothing. Titan's tits.
It wasn't supposed to fly, was it?
Of course it was supposed to fly. Wouldn't be much of an airship if it didn't. Honestly, these bloody engines are driving me mad. I was so sure this would be the day she soared. The Mithril engine was made to make dreams come true. But maybe this is one dream the world's better off without. Show folk how to take flying. It won't be long till they're raining death down on each other. People will lose their homes, children, their mums and their dads. Like I lost mine.
I'm sorry.
So am I, Clive. So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head, or do I follow my heart?
Good question. The first time I stood on the deck of your ship, felt the wind in my hair. It was like I was flying. But imagine how it would feel to actually do it.
My dad always said there were two ways of living life. Chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave. And he were right. Right about a lot of things. Not that I like to admit it. People need dreams to chase. Especially in a world like this. Right. When this is over, I'm gonna take all my Mithril engines to Zemeckis and sling them over the edge. I won't have my dream end up turning into someone else's nightmare.
But all that hard work...
All that hard work will not be used for war, Jamie. But it isn't like it'll be gone. Tell me, Clive, have you ever been on a treasure hunt?
Not since Joshua and I were boys. Why do you ask?
Because I'm gonna bury the engine schematics and leave behind a little riddle telling people where to find them. A really hard one, so that only the most dedicated dreamers will ever be able to work it out. Ooh, I can picture it now. Some daft general squinting at the words with a gormless expression on his mug. Like that one, yeah.
Right.
course, if I'm putting this engine at the end of a treasure hunt, won't be much of a prize if it couldn't even make a toy boat fly after all. But it ain't the size of a dream that's important, is it, Clive? And I reckon I've got a fair few good uns.
I'm sure you do.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Miss Shirley said your books made quite an impression on the children. You've inspired them all to become writers.
I will not let them be fooled. Sid, may...
Of course.
It is an honor to... My name is Herman. I wish to be deployed.
No. I will not send good men and women to risk that. Why would you want to go back?
I need to I was raised, or rather, it was not a place of nurture. We were tortured until we fit, and few ever survived long enough.
I can't imagine.
I lost so many, but they must be remembered. The Institute was run with military precision.
You were a good, but the fact remains, Sid, I'm too dangerous for you. I'll go to Bad Bach and fight.
You will?
I won't let you.
I don't know.
You can start by...
Be the grace.
All right.
May the mothers...
Let's go.
Faster!
Quiet.
Back to the stables, girl. This must be the orphanage. Hopefully the registry is still here. It's locked. I should look around some more before I start breaking down doors. Conditioning. Disposed of. Herman wasn't exaggerating. It's It's a wonder he survived this. This reads like a suicide note. Did the director go through with his plan? There's only one way to find out. A forked white tree. This must be the place. Could he really be buried here? There's something hidden among the roots. This must be the registry. So many names. This place. But where is the architect of all this? It was only a matter of time, I suppose. This place is cursed. I'm done here. Let's get the registry back to Herman.
I hear, did you by any chance?
I did.
If the bear... The director was a brute.
The registry was all I found. There was no sign of a body.
I pray that at least all their names are here. My friends, I can steal from children who would take no explanation.
They'd be happy to know that.
But why did I make it out alive?
It's not your fault. See that their names live on.
I'm going to write a book. An account of the whole of Valisti, and in the name of those I...
Neither will I.
These records would have been...
Perhaps it'll tell us about his adventures in Ash.
Say what you will, Lady Karen has seen herself.
First the skies, then the crystal.
If Joshua's worried about Something tells me this... Joshua, I don't think I'd realized how different.
I suppose it's not.
She doesn't think she belongs.
And that's why we need to let her know that we still need her. But how to do that? When...
Of course. Do you remember the time we accompanied and Jill and I broke from the procession to ride up?
To see the snow days. It was the first time Father had a lap. And when he realized you were missing, he had the entire retinue down to the
In the rain. It was the Lord Commander who finally found us, and needless to...
Then it seems you and Jill have...
Man's Hill.
Oh, true. Though I suspect it is also...
You're saying I should go and scout the area for bandits?
I'm saying... we... what...
This is the place, but...
I'm sorry, Clive.
There's nowhere been spared. What do we do now?
We keep looking. Man's Hill cannot be the...
Perhaps, but it's the only place I know.
Then why not ask someone?
Someone at the backyard. Let's hope one of the gardeners knows where to find snow daisies.
Say what you will, Lady Karen is... There should.
Oh.
I need your advice. Joshua and I are looking for...
Snow daisies. Then you'll want some... I reckon Man's Hill would be a good place to start. There and both have similar climbs and the right elevation.
Right.
Did you learn where...
The gardener here mentioned the...
the fields beyond Northreach. Well, I recalled that she kept a record of our travel, so I asked her if she'd perhaps noted anywhere that snow daisies grew, and she mentioned...
Whose shores border the meadows.
The garrison said they'd take another oath.
And how might I help the garrison today?
Looks like you've got first.
Haven't seen any of those beastly blue-eyed fiends of late. Do be careful.
I will.
Ready, girl?
Someone's brave. The meadows are vast. Where do we even start?
Yote mentioned the coastline. We can start there.
Look, brother. You see them? The flowers and our friends. What do you see, boy? Let's hope this is the last one.
Only one way to find out.
Yours, Torgal.
Too slow. out, Torgal! Get him! Torgal, kill! Fire and flame! That was harder than I expected. But found her. It was worth it. She'll love them.
It appears my work is done. The rest, as they... well, you and the sky. We wouldn't want another thunderstorm now, would we?
Jill.
There is?
It's, how would you fancy a trip to Oriflamme?
There are so many. This is what you wanted. Yeah,
You don't need to say anything. We've been worried about you. Do you remember when I took you to Man's Hill?
How could I? You saw me crying and thought a change of scenery might lift my spirits. In the end, it earned me a nasty cough and a stern scolding from your mother.
I'm sorry.
Before we left, my chambermaid told me she'd overheard your mother talking about my marriage prospects with some of them. They were debating whether it would be more profitable to marry me off to one of the high houses instead of saving me for the ducal line. No one thought to ask me what I wanted. I was nothing to them.
I didn't know.
But I wasn't alone. You, and I knew then, no matter, I'll never forget that feeling. Before we broke camp, the morning after the storm, do you know what I did?
No? What?
I slipped away from my governess to climb the tor. And from there I saw a sea of petals, all reaching for the sun. And I realized no matter how terrible the night, dawn would always come. That you would always come for me. And you have. Again and again.
Where do you see us? When all this is over?
I don't know. Not here, though. I think I've outgrown the twins. After everything we've been through, the realm just seems so small. I'll need some space to spread my wings.
Then that's what you'll have. And I'll stop at nothing to see that you do.
I never was much good at garlands, but it'll have to do.
I'll treasure it forever.
Thank you, Clive. For this, the flowers, for everything. It's exactly what I needed. You are my treasure. We should probably be getting back.
You're right.
And we'll do it. There's something about it. I feel like it's...
Say what you will, Lady Karen has seen her.
Pining for something, boy. What is it? I never did ask where you got that anklet of yours.
From Sid, that's why. On the day he brought him home.
That long ago?
And you're only thinking to ask this now? Sid saw that the pup had a habit of gnawing on his leg, since you ask. Clap that there iron on him to keep him from doing it.
What was wrong, boy?
I'll take like as not. Must have been hard on the poor whelp losing his loving master. Doubly hard in being a frost wolf. Torn away from his icons and all. Sid would always tell him, you want that iron gone, you find what it is you're looking for. I reckon what he was looking for was you.
I'm sorry for making you... Let's get that thing off.
Doesn't sound like he wants it off.
Indeed. You miss Sid as much as the rest of us, don't you? You want me to go with you somewhere?
Quick, aren't you?
Not nearly as much as you have.
Aye, Good thing and all. It's not like...
Your kindness is appreciated.
Only because he doesn't talk back like the rest of you.
Where to then, Torgal? All right, Torgal. I'm going to need a little bit more than... Do you have a better hint? Unless... You've already given me one. Why don't we try the rookery? To Port Isolde, then. Fingers crossed the old It's still here. After all these years. A lot smaller than I remember. And you're a lot bigger. You might have to swim, boy. I wasn't being serious.
You two go on with that.
We'll be waiting here.
Thank you. All right. This place hasn't changed at all. The rookery's right through those trees. Come on. Race you there? I bet I could still beat you. Here we are. This was our hideaway. Wasn't it, Torgal? Coming here helped me to forget who I was. Or wasn't. Prince, shield. Son his mother could love. Had I been any one of those things? Perhaps. What is it, boy? This is all from the castle. And Phoenix Gate. Did you bring these here? My sparring sword. Well, well. You never stopped looking for me, did you, boy? Thank you, Torgal. For never giving up. For never forgetting. Let's take this with us, shall we? So I don't forget either. That's not the way back to the boat. All right. I think I know where we're going. People always talk about the importance of putting the boat without it, and we certainly couldn't steer our way to a better tomorrow. Come on, Torgal. Sorry for the wait. Vivian, and I'd be happy to help.
Thank you, Clark. But tracking it...
Please. It's only right that I...
You are too... Alas. What I spoke with Hippocrates to see if he had any... But...
If you say so.
Forgive me, but this book... It set me on the... There's something about it.
Hippocrates, I've been charged with locating a book.
And you seek a rare one whose name I had not?
Right as always, but she didn't seem keen to tell me very much.
And yet I gather it did naught to dissuade her. Clive, if I fear she asks the impossible, the executors would not allow it.
The executor?
Coveters of Secrets, a clandestine organization committed to the collection one such text, being the tome Vivian seeks, chronicling a tale which could overturn the established order were it ever at all. So rumor has it.
How is it that I haven't heard of this?
Why? Secrecy. They lurk in the shadows, emerging only to seize that which must be...
Which would explain why Vivian's copy was snatched from her grasp not long after she...
By the hand of the executors, yes.
But what drives them?
Fine question. Sadly, all that is known of the executors, you may just as soon ask me of their origins, numbers, or the idea.
And my hunt was doomed from... What was Vivian expecting?
Not from thin air, no. Rumors of the executors are rife, but rather less so across... I have a well, I had a friend in the village of Garni. Alas, I have heard naught from him since, but though he did not mention it by name, it is possible that a surviving copy, if you were, by some chance, able to save even a single book...
Very well. I'll be sure to pay Garnick. The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live in? This is a Royal Army logbook. His interests were certainly varied. This is it. But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
Leaving so soon, stranger? We've been watching you. From a distance, so to speak.
Subtle. I know who you are.
Then we need not waste time on... Hand me the book. Leave it in our care and...
Your care?
That is not but by one means or another. It's...
Then I'll have to politely... I won't let you erase...
Then we find ourselves... Very well. The book...
Let's see, shall we?
Now, Torgal!
Slow. Let's try.
Kill! Now, Torgal!
Too slow.
Impressive, but we have other means.
Why do you want it so bad?
It lays out in no uncertain terms the vanity and avarice of mankind. It tells the shameful history of the persecution and oppression of a gifted few. Would you say that this interpretation was correct?
I don't know.
You don't know. Your sword may be sharp, so let me answer. There is no correct. That a series of events took place may be proved beyond a doubt. It is a question of numbers. If enough people believe that a set of events occurred for a reason.
So you're trying to control the
We are trying to protect people from themselves, from knowledge that would bring them naught but pain. That is all. You may keep the book. The world is small until then.
Wait. Damn it. Let's get this back to Vivian. Perhaps she can explain what that was. Vivian, I found it.
You... Even though I asked this of you, I feared the executors had seized it.
I met with one of them, and I convinced him to let me keep. He told me something, that the truth is just and that if enough people believe a lie...
It does, but it also means that the truth is not immutable. That it can, provided that those who wish to change it can convince enough people, as the sad history of the bearers.
You said that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
It did. Or she was a heretic, you see. A firebrand and a dissenter. A gallows stood ready for her in every corner of the realm. And by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned by it, she stumbled upon a truth. So I, too, have always felt somehow set apart from the world of... She taught me that my solitude was not a curse, and that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely one, what I...
Do you still feel that way?
Honestly? I'm not entirely sure anymore. Perhaps the result of studying mankind from a rather... But the more I study, the more I find value in this perspective. In looking not from the outside, but from within. So if you'll permit me, remember, Clive, when enough people give the men and women of this benighted world...
I'll try, Vivi. Good girl. Time to fight. That'll do, girl. Harmon's madness lives on. This one. Rest in peace. It's usually me. Lawsman Harpocrates.
Ah, yes.
You spoke of making amends with Dion. But I can't...
Then I should begin by telling you that I was... Well, this was some years ago, of course. Before I... At that time, I was counted among the foremost to supervise the young... All to ensure that the future emperor had a firm grounding in... Well, alas, our time together was cut short when I had not expected to meet with...
Have you spoken with him?
No, His Highness always seems so preoccupied. It's not when I know he dwells upon the evil Ultima had him commit in the Dominion.
The guilt weighs heavily on him, I know. But as you say, that was...
When I first met him, it was not guilt, but his people's expectation, and I did nothing to ease that burden. It is one of my greatest regrets, and what he truly needed, the blame for Dion's transgressions.
I see. I'm ready to help you in any way.
Then I beg that you bring me a Apothecaries across the ages agree that even to glimpse such a flower is to be granted inner solace. Fabulists and fraudsters all, of course. But there is oft a seed of truth to be found.
Well, it can't hurt. Where can I find this flower?
You have seen cultivated wyvern tails before, I trust. Well, those which grow in the wild differ only in their purple hue. The harsher the there is a waterfall in Rickmal's roost across the strait. Whether they still survive there, I know not.
It's all right.
Thank you, Clive.
This is no time to ride. Let's go. Seems this place has been flooded twice over. Purple flowers blooming next to a waterfall. Shouldn't be too hard to find. This won't be easy. Too slow. This one. Here they are. Might as well pick enough for a bunch, I suppose.
did?
I think... You wanted to make Dion a gift of one.
Oh.
It's no trouble. Your Highness.
No.
No. Our lawsman has something he'd like to give you.
Master Harpocrates, no. I dare not after everything I have done. I have taken countless, all because I have sworn to atone for my crimes or die in the attempt. But were I to meet with him again...
Then that is all the more reason to test your resolve. Prove to yourself.
I must, very, very well then.
Follow me.
Even now, I hesitate to approach him. What must he think of me?
You'd be surprised.
Master Harpocrates, pray, accept my apologies for leaving your tutelage before my studies were complete. Your lessons opened my mind to a world quite unlike the one I had imagined from within the gilded confines of the palace. And I shall be forever grateful for the efforts you made to enlighten me.
Lift up your head, Your Highness. The deeds of youth require no apology. That you took the time to visit me says much about the man you have become. Now, there is something I would like to show you.
Is that a wyvern tail? The color is unfamiliar to me.
Because it is unique to those found in the wild. Something in the harsh environments in which they grow lends them this striking hue. Their roots are indistinguishable from those of their hothouse cousins, but once they bloom, the difference is immediately apparent. In this flower, I see you, Your Highness. Its roots were the roots of a wyvern tail, with all that implies. But they do not define it, just as yours do not define you. I want you to have it, that it might remind you of this truth.
Master Harpocrates, I would ask of you a service. Keep your gift until I have fulfilled my duty to the realm, for only then shall I be deserving of it.
As you wish, Your Highness. I shall await your return.
Roots do not define us. No wonder my stepmother didn't like him. For reuniting me with memories I had thought long lost. I shall not forget this.
Thank you, Clive. Were it not for you, I fear not to mention the wyvern tales.
I hope the soul in the hideaway is to their luck.
Why, these flowers bloomed in the bleak...
What's this?
A stolas quill. Or more precisely, it is said that an owl's feathers are steeped in the wishes it hears over its long lifetime. All those words just waiting, so consider this my wish that one day...
Well, thank you, Harpocrates.